Last several days, I have been mourning the loss of my estranged daughter. I have two daughters, and my eldest, it's been a decade, and it just hit me hard. I guess it was time to let go of the final. I don't know if it's the final yet, but just to let go further and just be more in acceptance mode of who and what we are now. And there's always hope that we'll be in each other's lives again. But I did go to a friend's house today, and she and I knew each other from back in 2007 or so, and we used to meet, get together first. You know how it is, but first every week, every other week, then every month, and now it's, every few months or whatever. But the point is, she's been a constant, and I could count on her, which having somebody to count on, the constant, the familiarity is huge. And I experienced a different version of her today. Those of you who are new to my channel, I do experience the Mandela effect phenomenon. I not only have a front row seat, I'm sitting on Mandela's lap. So, as most of you know, I've seen different versions of our stages, our props, our weather, and our human costumes, and I see different versions of my loved ones. So while it's kind of cool because you get to meet all of your loved ones, I don't know if I'm making sense to the newbies just joining my channel, but the same person has different versions. That's what we find out when many of us find out when we experience the Mandela effect phenomenon. And so I'm rambling again, I know. I've been processing the loss of my daughter, basically, and I'm sorry if I sound victim-y. I'm just processing. And I went over to my friend's house, who's been a constant in my life. By the way, she sees the Mandela effect changes. So for her, in 2017, to see the changes and stay with me and be able to converse was huge for me. It meant a lot to me. It was something that stayed constant. I could still count on her, whereas my family members, nobody. I don't have one family member and, friends. So I really counted on this person. And today I went to visit her to just ask her and talk to her about why I was crying so much about the loss of my oldest daughter, because even her photograph, which was the thumbnail photo of the video titled "I Love Her," she's in a different human costume for me. So it's challenging because I've lost her and I don't even have a photo of the her that I remember. But her essence is the same in that photograph. So that's what I need to hold on to. I guess sort of what like the religious people talk about, holding on to the words of the Bible in their heart versus what's in print. I feel like I'm just holding the memories in my heart. Not the memories, the experiences in my heart. Anyhow, I went over to talk to this friend who's been my constant since 2007 or so, and I brought my Della doggy, and she doesn't remember the last time I was there with Della doggy. And according to her, I was back in September. I didn't move in here until October, and the lovely lady who's letting me stay in her guest room is the one who first got this dog, and then when she decided they were not a good match, she gifted me the dog. So I didn't move in until, anyhow, it wasn't until October. So whatever, the last time from my point of view that I went to see my friend, I brought Della doggy, and she met Della doggy in the middle of our talk with each other. I asked if I could let the dog out the back door because something was bothering her. We didn't know if she needed to go to the bathroom, but it turns out there was a worker out there. So I used the back door. Usually I just use the front door. And then, when I left today, I asked her, I said, may I use the back door to leave? And she says, yes, you may. And I said, that's what you said last time too, because I also went out the back door, not only during the visit, but when I left for good last time. I know I'm rambling. The point is, she has no memory of Della Doggy. She has no memory of comforting the dog, who was new to me, but comforting the dog to so that I could talk to her. It's like she took over and she doesn't remember the dog. She doesn't remember the dog. And I don't know why my friend would not remember the dog. And so when I wouldn't let it go, I'm like, well, don't you remember this? I felt like, oh, on top of everything, she's not remembering the Mandela stuff really. She's not even remembering conversations that I had. She acted like me talking about that materializing deer. She acted like that was the first time she heard it. And this time she looked at me like I was crazy. Up to now, she's always heard me. Even if she didn't know what to do with it, it's like she was open-minded and heard me. And basically, when I went to her, I went to ask her to help me to mourn the loss of my daughter, and I left mourning the loss of her because it's not her. She doesn't have the Mandela effect changes. She doesn't remember weird woo-woo stuff about deer materializing, and she doesn't remember my dog. So even when I left to say goodbye today and I said, may I use your back door? Like I said, I used to always use her front door. And she's like, oh, sure. And I said, that's what you said last time too. She said it in the same way. So it is like an A2 Brutus, because it's like you were my friend and everybody else around me has disappeared, so to speak. And oh, wow, you're disappeared too. I know you all are here, but not the way that I experienced you. So it's a little weird. But on the flip side, I'll end it on a happy note because I've been a bummer lately. I know that. And I'm sorry about feeling all victim-y with the Mandela effect and whatever. I was just mourning stuff. But on the flip side is I am seeing so many people in the faces of so many people. I'm recognizing people. It's like I know them. And even last night I was in a phone call, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm seeing people that I already know in the faces of other people. Or I'm seeing strangers that I'm like, I know you. I've seen you before. And the one tonight, I went to a game. We play board games together. It's just adult fun. And there was a new guy. I couldn't stop looking at him. He's this bearded guy, tattooed and everything. But he's also the minister that I know, which he's not. He's just another fractal of Bob the Blob, who one part of Bob the Blob is a minister. And this part tonight is a gamer with tats on him. And they both have the same mannerisms, the same looking sideways. Oh, they were the same. Same essence expressing itself through multiple simultaneous experiences. So, bottom line is, I've said this before, it's just I have to practice it myself. No matter who is in front of you, even if you think you know them, because you do, or their bodies, physical bodies, is is be with them, who they are at that moment, because you may not really know who they are right then and there. I know that sounds cuckoo, but just enjoy every version of everyone. And even if you cannot enjoy them, accept, this is it, accept every version. And be yourself at all time. Be oneself at all time, no matter who you're with. That's my advice for today. And even though it feels like a betrayal at times that they're not who you thought they were, we've changed for them too, I'm sure. I love you. Thanks for listening.